this
Okay.
in the lives of their kids.
Proposing is not like me. I will just come direct, like you guys do, and open one ring. And
Okay,
no.
so
Guy, never reach me will marry me.
that's like you popping question.
There was a communication, something happened. So there's something like accidental
I'm
pregnancy.
working more than 12 hours because I'm going to wake earlier than him to take care of the children.
Do you know you are naturally, supernaturally built that way?
yeah,
Do you know? Do you know?
Imagine what
God has divinely made you like that.
Imagine.
Hello, everyone, and good evening. You are welcome to the lounge. Of course, when you see me seated there, I bring you something sweet, something interesting, something deep, of course. And today, I have with me on set Edidiong Ikpoto. I hope I pronounced that name well, because me and pronunciations these days. Did I try?
Once again, you tried.
I tried, Abby. Did I try or not? Pass me over 10.
7.
That's a good one.
And Temi Tokwe, hi Temi Tokwe, how are you doing
Hi,
today?
fine,
It's
thank
been so long I saw you.
I know, right?
How are you?
I'm fine, very fine.
It's good to have you here. And of course, we have today on set a psychologist and life coach, Mrs. Eyitayo Iyotim. I hope I pronounced that well. I tried.
Thank you so much, Ma, for joining us today. And guys, of course, as I said earlier, I believe something quite so much, Ma, for joining us today. Now, our topic for
Proposal. Is staying an option? I need you to digest it like I'm digesting it right now. Now, after 6 years, 5 abortions, and no proposal, is staying an option? Of course, we not just formulate these things. It comes off the back of a life story of a lady who says that she had been with her boyfriend for 6 years, and in those 6 years, she has had 5 abortions for him. And in fact, she had been waiting for him to propose to her, and just last year she had put some monies together, like 1 million naira, thinking, if I put this money together, probably he would be more serious. And so she went on to tell the boyfriend, I have put 1 million naira together. I think you should propose. If it's the money you're looking for, I will work harder. And the guy, do you know what the guy told her? He said, why don't you borrow me that 1 million? I want us to do something. I will come back for you. You see the way in fact, I had to change the English at that point because I was really shocked. And now the lady says that nobody should advise her on leaving the guy. She's not ready to leave him. She's in love. We should just advise her on what to do so that the boyfriend will propose to her. So before I go, I want to start with Edidiong. He's the man here. Edidiong.
Why is that with me now?
Tell me, for that lady, do you think staying is an option? Since she has stayed 6 years, 5 abortions, that's a lot. Do you think it's okay for her to stay, or you think she should go?
I think the answer is really simple.
What's the answer?
Staying is not an option.
It's not an option. Are you sure? Are you certain?
Yeah.
Mm.
But,
But I know there's a
the guys would crucify me for speaking out.
No, speak. You're helping somebody.
But from the facts of the case, it's obvious.
That.
See, they got into a relationship, and I think that I'm not taking sides anyway. When you begin a relationship, even though there's possibility of marriage, but you need to ask yourself, is there a promise of one? Okay, so it's important not to begin to arrogate certain rights. You just feel like, okay, naturally it is supposed to culminate in marriage, but it doesn't always happen like that. And I feel like inside his head, the guy didn't really see it going that far. He
didn't see it going that far. But she has had 5 abortions. I'm coming to you. Tell me something, please. What do you think? Do you think staying is an option? Just imagine yourself in that position after 6 years of your life.
And 5 abortions.
Yes. Do you think that you will
our
leave?
abort is life? Because I'll blame the girl first of all. Because to me, it's like, I'm sorry, I barely use foul languages, but she's a fool. Because why would you abort 5 times? I mean, a lot of people crave to have just a child, and then maybe God has given you 10 children. You already killed 5 out of. it's very clear that the guy doesn't love her in the first place. Because why would I see? I'm pained for the girl.
Temitope is pained. Obviously, she's pained.
No, honestly, because I believe love is a choice in the first place.
Okay.
Like, use your head. I mean, when it comes to love issues, you don't have to use your heart all the time. Like, for me, I don't think with my heart as, like, when I know I love this person, when it comes to specific things, I know I'm thinking with my head. So why would I stay for 6 years? Okay, at this stage of my life, I don't think I can date for 6 years. It's not possible. The first day I'll ask you, where are we going to? Because when I'm dating, I'm not just dating you for the fun of it in the first place. I'm dating you because I see a future with you.
The question she's not dating
really?
for fun of it.
Yes.
Some people
Every
date
person
for
you
the fun
ever
of it.
dated.
But it's fine. It's fine. I get you. No, literally,
I can't date for the fun of it. It's not
There's some ladies
possible.
that date for the fun of it.
Yes.
Okay. So hold that thought while I reel out the phone lines. Please do call us on 091 337 34592. 091 337 34592. And so I'm quickly going to go to Mrs. Eyitayo Iyotim. I'm so excited that I pronounced this name well. Saying as my pronunciation of names these days has been something else. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us today. This has been something else.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
joining us today.
Yes, me. So,
This has been
you've been
something
hearing
else.
us converse.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
joining us today.
Yes, me. So, you've been hearing us converse.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
joining us today.
Staying is a risky
You've been hearing us converse.
Thank you. Thank you for
a
having
risky
me.
option, but it's an option. I mean, we're human. People change.
Thank you.
So
Thank
we
you for
never
having
actually
me.
take anything off the table. Staying is a risky option, but it's an option. What if they go into therapy? What if they find help? What if they heal from the trauma that they now both share, going through all those abortions? What if there is healing? So it's a risky option and it's a tasking option, but it's an option. We don't take anything off the table. And it's a tasking option, but it's an option. We don't take anything off the table. And it's a
All
tasking
the same.
option,
So I want
but
to
it's an
just
option.
ask
We don't
you
take anything off the
quickly,
table.
how important is it that we prioritize our emotional well-being than the emotional well-being of our partners? Now, I'm looking at this lady's question again. Than the emotional well-being of our partners. Now, I'm looking at this lady's question again. Than the emotional well-being of our partners. Now, I'm looking at this lady's question again.
Relationship is already a sign that there is a deeper relationship is already she's dealing with. So when we say things like that she had the abortion, relationship is already the point is that she was the so when we say things like so she had the abortion, relationship she did the abortion that she was so when we say because she must agree with him to go ahead with the abortion. So when we say he didn't drug her or anything like that, and I think people not taking responsibilities in relationships. Most of the time, when we talk about emotional health, we're talking about the entire well-being of the mind, capacity to take decisions logically, the capacity to take in everything that is going on around and not take a decision in a linear manner without considering all the factors. So if she were to consider her health, and I'm not just talking emotional health, there's physical health. Each abortion, just like each delivery, is tasking her body. So there are deeper issues at stake, which is why I said it's a risky stay. The deeper issues at stake mean that each one of them, even if this is an option, needs to go and pursue their stability, their balance. This is much deeper than marry or not marry. Most of the time, young people think that marry or not marry is the option, like marry or not yes or no. But there are many other considerations. So anybody who has spent so much time with you and has not proposed, so I believe that it is a symbol of deeper issues that you need to go and ask somebody if the person is willing to proceed. This is a conversation that doesn't need 6 years. Anybody who has been with you in 6 years and has not proposed has indicated to you, and men don't take that long, by the way. Thank you, Edidion, for what you mentioned. Men don't take that long to decide that they want to spend the rest of their lives with you. So if he has spent 6 years, the likelihood is that he does not want to spend the rest of his life with you. I mean, and then it's obvious. Let's push the babies and the children aside. I would then ask, why the continuous pregnancy? What exactly are you trying to achieve? So again, both adults should take responsibility for their sexual behavior at this point. It's no longer he got me pregnant. We both got pregnant. We both got pregnant 5 times. So the amount of abject disregard for their bodies and their emotional health is actually scary. Yeah, muted now.
I got what you said, and truly, it just begs to say that sometimes we need to prioritize our self-worth. I don't know if you heard what she said, Tim.
Yeah.
I mean, it just goes to say that we need to, this body that's why to bring children into the world. It's not easy.
It is not. Like,
do you understand me? It is not easy. And I think that for 2 adults to actually copulate, I mean, you had a plan. If you're not going to use protection, that means you have a plan to bring the child into the world. And then the child comes and you take it out 1, you take it out 2, take it out 3. At the detriment of who? The next man that will marry you. Because it's the truth that we're not ready to get. It's the truth that we're not ready to accept as women. Edith Young, this one that you're not saying anything. You're just looking at us. You are wondering, your fellow man, your gender that has done this harm. What do you think? I think he's a walking red flag. What do you think?
It is, but I want to talk about her, not really the guy per se. In response to what Tope said.
Okay.
I think I heard it somewhere that, and which is a fact that we are not really considering in all of this, is that when love grips the heart, logic often abandons the mind.
We are real about our emotions, literally.
Yes. So I think she's just one of those who, I mean, you don't feel what she feels,
True.
honestly. So it's not like she's not a rational human being. Of course, she would apply rationality to other areas of her life, but this is like a weak point. And love always often requires or involves compromise. And unfortunately, her own level of compromise is just what we consider beyond logic.
I hear you. But I have something to say about this matter. And it's, oh my God, we lost the E-tire there. Please do well to join us again. Okay, so while I continue to that, why I try to join in again. This is the problem with when girlfriends decide to do wife duties. No, you might say, Margaret, why are you judging? No, but it's the truth. You are not a wife.
Yeah.
You are having intercourse continuously, madam.
Without protection.
That's you're probably living with him. You're probably cleaning. You're probably doing a lot. Because, you went to work throughout last year and all of the profit that you made, you saved it for him to propose to you. And then when you told him, guess what he said? Not that, baby, I hear you. Not that I understand where you're coming from. He said, give me the money, borrow me. I have something I want to use it for. Are you joking? Because we women have refused to stop doing wifely duties in girlfriend position. You are not a wife, you're but a girlfriend. Right now, you don't even know what you stand as. It is what it is. I mean, Tope, what do you think?
No, because, okay, what did you, like what did you feel? I'm just going to merge it. Actually, okay, I'm just going to use it from, let's say, I won't really call it a personal experience. But I feel like that guys, I won't blame the girl anyways, because there are guys out there that are very manipulative. They'll control your mind, they'll control your head, they'll
That's a
control your
narcissist,
body,
my love.
and make you feel like,
That's a narcissist.
honestly, they'll make you feel like
I don't
nobody
agree
else
with-
can
I-
love
I
you
don't-
aside
I don't agree
them.
with that.
No,
That's
I
what?
do. I'm
That
talking
there are men
from,
out there that can manipulate you into
no, I'm
staying with them.
serious. There are some people that will manipulate you to make you think that nobody else can love you
Yes.
as much
Are you
as they
joking?
do.
Sorry, Tope, hold on. But before you continue, are you for real? You don't believe that such people exist?
It's not like nobody brainwashes the other person.
You think?
Like you're still in control of your,
Guys, I'm
mental
shocked.
faculty.
Yeah, most
So,
definitely.
so,
I'm in shock.
so within the context of
Yeah.
any kind of human interaction, meaning is always negotiated. At least that is what
Okay.
the social scientists will see.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody just keeps the other person as a robot to feed falsity or whatever kind of information that he wants to feed without the other person being able to negotiate meaning.
Okay, I feel like you're saying this because you are educated, actually. Like, all of this still boils down to people's backgrounds. Some people just have this I won't call it wretched background, that they just feel like, oh, once they meet somebody that is taking good care of them, taking good care of their family members, they're okay with it. I actually know of somebody that she doesn't have anything.
So the
but
person
the
wasn't
guy is the one
brainwashed
taking-
then.
Huh? Yes.
It's a
I would-
personal compromise. I
It's a
wouldn't say
personal compromise, but she just feels
Look, see,
like
I see
she
two
needs
people,
to stay.
I don't know. I just see two people in love, and I think that, like what the girl also said, there was one thing she said there. It was a statement she actually made. I beg your pardon. She said she wasn't getting any younger, and all her friends had gotten married.
But there are
Now
better
I want you
guys
to
out
understand
there.
something, that as much as yes, I want to also put it on the both of them, because I cannot even exempt one person from another. The truth is, sometimes our biological clock starts to tick. And we as women, we know that. Do you understand? But unfortunately for her, it takes the first year, it takes the second year, it takes the third year, it takes the fourth year, it takes the fifth year. I feel like it's interesting that I go like this. It takes the sixth year.
Yeah.
And she didn't think to sit down and reflect. I think that sometimes we need to actually reflect on our actions.
Yeah.
And it's because we don't mirror ourselves sometimes that we don't think that we are doing anything wrong. Even as individuals, you won't tell me that you don't reflect, you don't sit down, you don't think on yourself.
that's what I was
So
saying
yes,
earlier. That
when I want
when
to
you
also
care
tell
deeply
you,
for someone,
Eddie
these
Young,
logical processes don't
a
really
narcissist,
apply.
God will not allow you to encounter a
Amen.
narcissist.
Eddie Doc, say amen.
Say
No,
amen.
I can encounter one, but one thing I can.
That's you, because your
One thing
mental
I'll tell you
psyche
is
I feel
that-
like
strong.
females generally are just programmed to just be this, I love this mushy
But
kind
one
of.
thing I can
no.
promise you, such a person cannot manipulate me. In fact, matter of fact, I think if I were to encounter a narcissist, my interaction with such a person wouldn't even take long, because
Yeah.
once, I detect your design, then
Now,
it's
you
unlikely
have-
that
you have- your mental psyche is
it's
strong.
unlikely that
Your mental
our
psyche is
interaction
strong
will
now. You
continue
cannot
from
compare
there.
yourself
To
with
other
every other
people.
person. Now, this lady, obviously, she's down. Like, our entire world, our entire universe is built around this man. And whether we want to talk about it like this or like that,
Something else
it's
is
a
there.
it's a real life situation that is happening
Honestly,
with many people.
she's not living. Something
These
else is
6
there.
years, some people have 10. I give you a very clear, interesting story. When I was in school, I had somebody that was dating this guy for like 10 years. They started dating from outside school. They did it for like 10
10
years.
years.
When they left school, I was certain that they would get married. They're not even in my department, I was certain that these people would they were not even my friends. But I just know that kind of relationship when you're in
Yeah.
school that you
The,
just
the
like
kind of
from
popular
afar.
relationship.
Sweet couples,
Yeah.
these ones.
Every couple.
You already planned their share in your head, even though you know you will not be there
Good,
because
yeah.
you're not like pals and all. And then I hear later
They broke
that
up.
they broke up. Then he married the best friend. 3 months into the relationship, he proposed. And they are married now. In fact, happily married.
That's what I'm saying. See, a
Do you
guy will never
understand?
take
So,
long.
I don't understand why we've not yet.
But I said it, that's the
We've
first
not
thing I said
accepted
now,
it
that
yet.
inside the guy's
Yes.
head,
We need to
It's
accept
not
it
part of
first
the
that
plan.
I'm so paid for
when
the
men
girl.
want something,
They go for
know
it. Yes.
almost immediately.
Honestly. But I don't know. See, honestly, there's an indie factor behind this whole thing. There's a reason why she's staying. Because you can't tell me that it is glaring that this guy
No, it's
doesn't
not a
love
hidden
her.
factor. It's just
There's an
like
hidden factor.
it's
the
just
guy
like
giving her
as
something
a
else that
business
nobody can
person,
give her?
Tokwe, if you invest so much in a particular business venture, it's really hard for you to. You always want
Yeah.
to try to make it work.
Definitely. But still, like, a Yoruba proverb we say, I can't really say it out like in a Yoruba way, but I'm just going to translate it. If you die because of a man, see, 10,000 men will pass your grave at the end of the day. I don't know how to put it in. I don't know how to put it in the Yoruba proverb, but that's just the whole thing. She never can tell maybe the next pregnancy she's going to, you know, I don't know, the next pregnancy she's going to abort to take her life. And at the end of the day, that same guy will go to the altar and say, Father, I am sorry, forgive me for all my sins. Go to the girl's grave and say, please forgive me. The next month, probably married. So why is the girl still there? My question is, where are her parents, her siblings, her friends? Does she not have any good
She
person
must have
around her
sent
to
this
tell
information
her?
anonymously, so it's not like her parents even know about this.
See, something
Are you
else is
talking about
wrong.
parents? Do you know that there are cases where these people are entirely blocked to reality? Like they don't even want anybody to know for fear of judgment.
Yeah, actually.
See, let me
I
tell
agree
you
with that.
something here. As much as I want to say, sister girl, you should have left. You should, from the
Mhm.
very first abortion, you should have left.
Yes.
And if you know that you're not ready to cater for any child, why didn't you just use
I
protection?
mean, even when the guy came and said he needed that money
Do you
for,
understand?
that's a
That
big red flag.
Big red
Selfish.
flag
Big red
now.
flag.
Said
But
he
you
needed the
see,
money.
But you
big
see,
one.
after staying with somebody for 6 years and aborting 5 times, you see your logic. It goes out the window. You cannot think because at this point in time,
Mm-hmm.
I have wasted all my years. That I'm trying to think of how she might be thinking.
Yeah.
I've wasted all my years on this guy.
Who is going
We've
to-
built together. Who is going to love me like this? Who is going to treat me? So most times we don't even know that there are better options out there.
Yeah.
Do you understand? We just dwell on the fact that this is what we see. If I eat ice cream every day, this particular flavor, I won't even know that banana, mango,
It's sweeter than-
strawberry is sweeter
Yeah.
than this one. Do you understand? But her entire life, and I don't even want to start thinking of, that's me overthinking things. I don't start overthinking when they started, all the promises he made, because I bet you that these were not the promises he made.
Yeah.
Do you understand? These were not the promises he
I
made.
don't think he made any promises. It's just that I believe that as the relationship went on over an extended period, you know, naturally anyone would begin to nurse feelings about, you know, ending up together. Okay, at least she
6
did.
years.
She
6 years
did.
is a long
But
time.
see, the simple truth of all of this is that the truth is staring her in the face. This guy is
Yeah.
bad news on a good day. She's refusing to see it because people will believe a lie simply because they want it to be true. You are seeing the truth, I'm seeing the truth, and she is maybe because of her advantage position. But that truth is staring her in the face.
She
But-
doesn't want to accept it.
She cannot see it.
And most of you are
Why?
wondering why Mrs. Eitayo is not back here. I mean, the network has been a lot. I don't know what is going on, but I hope that she joins us soon because I have a lot of questions for her. I mean, the things that she said earlier were quite deep and profound, and I would really love to hear from her. So I'm hoping that I could connect with her as quickly as possible. Now, I'm going to speak to you, Eddie Diong. I mean, you've said quite a lot, but it's your gender. So I want to get into the head of your gender.
No, I'm not going to spill guys' secrets.
Why? You must spill. You are
See, Eddie
saving
Young,
a
spill,
life.
please, to save lives.
No, I can't give up the brotherhood like that.
Which brotherhood?
Please
This
help the
brotherhood
sisterhood.
is hurting our sisterhood, and you don't want us to talk about it. Now, Eddie Young, my question to you is this: at what point in time do you guys know that I'm not doing this?
Yeah.
I'm done. And why is it that it is not as easy for you people to say I'm no longer interested, but it is easy for you to keep the person hanging till the person now says, the lady now says, I'm not
I'm done.
interested.
Well, the thing is, Max, I'm not like some sort of relationship expert.
Yeah.
So I don't want to see something that I expect to go as, you know, a blanket statement. But then again, one thing I should know about a relationship is that it's never a one-size-fits-all, situation. But then again, I think that as a guy, from the very beginning, you should know. You know how far you can go with a particular person. Not really every relationship is like an audition for marriage. Okay, some of them are, what I would call maybe a kind of marriage of convenience, not marriage in the traditional sense, but it fulfills some physical and emotional needs or relational needs at, a certain period of time. But as a guy, you know, you know in your heart.
And you people keep leading the girl.
Tell him. Say it. Let him hear you.
No.
Nobody says that, and you keep leading girls on.
No.
You know.
Like the moment you know you're not
But
doing
since the
just
relationship is fulfilling other needs,
you're hurting the other
relational
partner.
and all
Which
of that.
emotional needs? Are you not hurting somebody else?
Yes, no. I just feel like guys that do that are actually selfish. Like if you know you're not interested, just state it clear to me
But
that you're not
in
interested.
another context could be readiness. But one thing we can establish here is that this particular instance is not a case of readiness on the guy's part.
So he's
guy's-
not ready.
The guy is using that girl.
He's not ready.
No, he's had the chance. He's had enough chance to at least make a level of commitment. So the fact that he hasn't done that shows that it's not a function of not being
He's
ready.
eating
It's-
her money. Let's just state it clearly. The guy is eating her money. The guy is probably very jobless and does not have anything that he wants to eat.
I don't
So he's
think
eating the
her
girl's money. Because how would somebody just come and say she wants to give you 1 million naira? She's even giving you the money to set up a proposal for her. See, if I see that guy right now, I did your...
No, but he said from the story, he said he needed the money to borrow the money for something else.
Something
Yeah.
else
So
like
what is the
what?
something?
To sponsor other girls. To more...
But that in itself, any guy that would even have
Yeah.
the gall to do that, it's a big
He's
red flag.
wicked. No, that guy is very wicked.
So the girl should have that.
The girl should even
send-
stay the
send a
guy's name
message.
out so that other girls don't fall victim.
What's happening with our guest?
Oh my God. Finally. I'm in. I'm so sorry, Miss Itayo. The network has been funny
at my end.
Sorry. It
Terrible.
happens at the worst.
Oh my God, I've missed you. I hope that you missed me too.
I missed you, and I missed the conversation. I was trying to listen to what you did.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, so I'm back with you and I have questions for you. Okay, so quickly before the network does anything funny again, I had a question written down here for you. Okay, so I want you to quickly speak to factors that may contribute to the decision to stay in a relationship after facing significant hurdles. And this is something that happens to most people. They know that this is not right. They know that this is a walking red flag. They know this is a ticking time bomb and they just want to stay. So what factors may contribute to this?
Unhealed trauma from childhood. People who grew up wanting to wanting to meet certain standards that were set either by parents or caregivers, not necessarily based on truths. Societal standards. So, for example, the idea that somebody is separated, divorced, or single even is like a barrier in some societies. So everybody wants that, that I have somebody. And then sometimes emotional dependence. So many people have not matured emotionally for them to be comfortable with their aloneness without being lonely. So many people don't know the difference between being alone and being lonely. And so they're constantly trying to fill a psychological gap, a mental gap, an emotional gap with somebody else. Most of the time, this now doesn't do what it's supposed to do. So the truth is that many of those relationships are not sustainable. They're based on a dependence that is abnormal, to use a light word. And
So how do you get out of it really? How do you leave such a relationship? I think it's quite hard sometimes for you to just up and leave, seeing as you have invested your time, your body, in this case of this girl, your body, your essence. It seems like she has invested so much. How does she just up and leave?
So the way I think about it is that it's better for you to up and leave before it becomes permanent than for you to up and leave when it is now permanent and you are further traumatized. So you've been in pain for 6 years. Imagine the pain of 40 years, same pain, only exacerbated. You bring children, that would be irresponsible. You now bring children into the mix, into this kind of irresponsibility where you cannot even sit down and discuss issues and find solutions to the issues. So I think also friends is good. Many people get isolated when they're living in trauma or when they're living in relationships that they shouldn't be in, because they would have had one or two friends who would have said to them, oh, you shouldn't be in here. I don't think this is good for you. The tendency for them to cut off those ones is high. So what happens is that they then become isolated. When you're isolated, you don't get good counsel. And then what's the choice of the people around you? If all the people around you are saying, what will people say? If you surround yourself by naysayers and people who have told you you cannot do any better, you will continue to think that you cannot do any better. I actually think it's a statement of how much they don't believe in themselves. And so I don't think that people should just jump out of this. I think they need to find professional help. They need to find a coach. They need to find somebody to work with. And people would say, "Oh, coach, she needs to pay." But how about if? Okay, that's you anyway. But how about if she's off? Am I on? I'm not sure. What if it's an auntie or an older person or somebody at that level? What if it's one of those kind of people that you can actually go to and then escalate and say, look, I think I'm in trouble. I'm stuck in this cycle and I can't seem to break out on my own. For sure, most people need help. If not any other help, conversations like this, they need to be able to talk about what they're going through and find help so that they can leave. Leaving would not be a simple yes or no. It'll be an actual development, a growth that the mind has to go through, where the mind will now be able to say, yeah, I'm okay now. And I think I'm good on my own. And it's only when you are whole that you can be in a good relationship with another whole person that the relationship is healthy. Relationships with unhealed people, people with baggage and trauma are not sustainable relationships. I hope that helps.
Okay, so I don't know if Mr. Itayo can hear me, but I just would like to ask her, what support systems or resources are available for individuals facing this kind of difficulties? And I think that it's very essential. It's very important that we have these. I mean, what support systems are there available for people that face this, because it's real, guys. I don't know. It's real. Like I feel it like it's so real, and I mean, if it was me, if you had asked me first, I would say she should probably go for therapy.
Me too.
I would suggest therapy, but of course, we know certain people don't like to speak up when it comes to things like this for fear of being judged.
She needs to.
But I think she needs to go for therapy. I mean, if I'm saying that myself, I don't know. Miss Eitayo, are you still here? I'm sure that you have a question for our guest, seeing as how you've been panting since. I know you have a question for our guest, and I'm sure she'll be right with us. So I would think that therapy would be a very great start. But quickly before we have Mr. Itayo back in here, Tope, what would be your advice? If she was your sister or your friend, what would you advise her to do?
First of all, I don't care. Let me not put her as my sister, because she was my sister, I would have slapped her.
Okay, Mr. Itayo is back. Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Okay, Tope, carry on.
Okay, she was to be my sister. On a lighter note, I'll probably just call her and ask her why. Like, why is she doing this? Because I can't imagine. Hey, God. The best part of my body is my tummy. I can't imagine carrying first child, second child, the third to the fifth child, and I don't even get to hold any one of them, So I feel like I'm just going to tell her to leave. First of all, leave. Like she needs to gather that courage to actually face the guy. Like, see, I am done. And after the whole thing, after telling the guy that she's done, and I feel like she needs to actually. Okay, she's back.
Hi, and welcome back. Okay, so quickly, I had a question for you. I'm not sure you heard me, so I'm just going to ask the question again. So, what support systems or resources?
Support systems are available for individuals facing such difficult relationship decisions in life. Are there resources?
Yeah, I think that the extended family system is underrated. You can find people in the extended family system. I think that having friends that you're accountable to, friends who are themselves successfully living their lives in truth, not just living it on social media successfully in truth. So individuals, all adults, actually, human beings need to build support systems around themselves. Then life coaches and therapists. You need, most of the time, for deep-seated trauma issues that come from childhood, you will need therapy to heal from them, and even the trauma from this relationship. We're talking about 5 abortions. Yes, we're talking about 5 abortions. You do need help, psychological help, to heal from this trauma. Otherwise, you're going to take the pain of this trauma, this 6 years, and you're going to sink it like a bad foundation into the next relationship. So in between, this person would need to seek therapy for sure, with a qualified therapist. Does that help, Margaret? And you're offline
again. I think I've lost her again. I mean, she was saying something quite interesting. I think I lost her again. Okay, so Edith Young, over to you. I think we are back at her.
Okay, because I was
going
to ask her a question actually.
Yes, please. I want to ask you what. Hello, ma'am.
If you're speaking, you're muted, so I can't hear.
Okay, please. I want you to turn on your video. Thank you. Okay, so quickly as we wrap up the show, I just want to ask you, what role does communication play in navigating such complex relationships? Clearly, she can't even speak to the said guy.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
I'm sorry, went on mute again. Hello. Okay. Yes, so please, quickly, I would just like you to speak to communication in such relationships.
I don't think there's any communication,
Yes.
obviously.
I mean, clearly, she can't even speak to the guy.
Exactly. There's a breakdown. Body language is not being understood. So again, you need good self-esteem. You need good confidence in yourself to be able to look somebody in the eye and have an honest conversation. And unfortunately, if they are so irresponsible as to continue to get pregnant together, it means that they're not even discussing the need for them to take decisions, like you said at the beginning, to prevent the pregnancy. If you decide to be sexually active, the least you can do is to say we're not yet ready for a child, because a pregnancy is the beginning of having a child. So I don't think that there's any communication. I think a third party needs to be invited, third party, well-respected third party, who can provide independent counsel. Again, because there needs to be also forgiveness. You see, all this talk about for him, you did something for him, you stayed for him, you saved money, and then you went to give it to him so he can propose. It's almost like slavery. So we need to start ourselves, what is missing? What's the deep problem that needs to be resolved so that this person can move on with their lives? Obviously, an amazing person. I mean, to save money and then go present it to somebody with whom you haven't really benefited from emotional support, and with whom there hasn't been a lot of communication, with whom you now have shared trauma. Each abortion is traumatic, actually, for both parties. So there's a need for a lot of healing needs to take place. So even if this relationship has any hope, then there's a lot of healing that needs to take place before the relationship can even begin again. I wouldn't say that this relationship will continue along the lines that it is on right now. No.
Okay, so very quickly, Adidjong, as we wrap up the show, tell me, what would you advise that she does? I mean, Ms. Aitaya has said that she would think that a third party should come in right now. I mean, obviously, there is no communication between the two.
She has to invite a third party.
Yeah.
But what I would tell her to do is really simple. Not really that simple anyway, is to rip off the Band-Aid. It's the only thing to do. And this is, I try not to use examples from my own life, but I guess I have to do that now. There's been a number of times, maybe once or twice, that I've had to end relationships when I still care very deeply for the other person. Okay, so it's not always that, okay, you've fallen out of love or your feelings have faded, that you decide to walk away. I had to end the relationship because I just saw the big picture and I knew that I was going to cause myself more pain going into the future. So as much as it hurt me to say I'm walking away, but I just saw the big picture and I decided not anymore. So she has to rip off the Band-Aid. It's not a very tasty pill to swallow, but in the long run, she's going to be better off for it.
Oh, thank you so much, Adidjong. I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. I mean, it has been a roller coaster of emotions on set. I have smiled, I have boned, I have frowned, I have been serious. I mean, this
Been angry.
subject of discourse has touched me in a very deep way. I mean, because I feel so bad for her, seeing as she feels like there is no hope. And there's hope outside, not with him. Because I don't even know how to say it in such a subtle manner that it doesn't look like I'm judging her. Because I'm not judging you, but I just feel like, of course, most times, like I said, if you've not tasted mango before, you don't know that it's sweet. You know, and just like Miss Aitaya rightly said, the both of you are so irresponsible that you're not ready to bring a child into the world, but yet
yes, you keep doing
you copulate without protection. I mean, it's crazy. And the joke is that because I use the word copulate. But that's what I don't know. Oh
No,
my God.
I'm laughing
Anyway,
because this is like the 100th time you've mentioned this
saying,
word.
do you know, it's just how, it's because of how hot I am. You know, I feel so bad for her. 6 years, 5 abortions, your body. Really? Anyway, if you're going to ask me for my advice, I would say that you should leave. I mean, I know it's not going to be easy, but I think you should go for therapy. And like Ms. Aitaya said, maybe you should invite a third party, probably speak to you both, you know, you come to a consensus. But as I am like this, if you were my friend, I will go to Orioke for you. I will do fasting and prayer until you erase that man from the medulla oblongata. And that is our show for today. We have been speaking with a psychologist and life coach, Mrs. Eyitayo Iyotim. It has been such a profound conversation with her. I mean, network has not been my friend today, but network, we fight till another day. Thank you so much, Adidjong, for joining us on set today.
Thank you for having
Our
me.
star boy. I'm sure you guys saw him earlier. Adidjong. And Temi Tokwe. The beautiful Temi Tokwe. Her smile is so beautiful. You need to see her one-on-one.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Till next time, this is The Lounge. Join us on Facebook, X, and Instagram, and YouTube. My name, again, is Margaret Osado. I probably like my name so much. Bye for now. I'm not going to propose to a guy, ever.
And tomorrow,
Why do you leave Henry?